Okay, all right. It's a lot. Hello, it is so good to see you. I've missed you. I've missed you so much. It's been so long since I've been here. How are you? How have you been? I'll start with you. How have you been? No, we don't talk, but I haven't been on a stand-up stage for a very long time. It's so exciting to be back. I really have not been doing many gigs at all. My last run of gigs, how's this, were for the bushfires. Yeah. I mean, not for, against the bushfires. Like, Celia. But that was January 2020, right? And even before then, I hadn't been doing stand-up for ages because 2020 was supposed to be my year of getting back into stand-up. Yeah, I had 3 goals for 2020, right? More live performance, more travel, and having the dirtiest hands ever. That just didn't work out. So I did the January gig at Bushfires, and then I was just doing one more thing, and then I was going to do stand-up for the rest of the year. I was just going to do one little thing and then stand up for the rest of the year. And that one little thing was go on a television program called Dancing with the Stars. No way. There is not that many people watched it. There's no way. That's very kind. It's fine. Because I get it. Because people who don't know is like, is that a joke? Because it's confusing because it's real, but it's also a joke. Because it was me on Dancing with the Stars, which is funny. And it's real. And you might think, Celia, why would they have asked you to do that? And I'm actually quite a good choice to go on Dancing with the Stars because I am not a star, and that's who they get. Generally speaking, all of these shows, that's generally speaking who they get. And every time it happens, every time this celebrity, apprentice celebrity, anything comes out, everyone goes, oh, are they the best celebrities they could get? Really? Are they the best celebrities they could get? Yes. They're the best. The Hemsworths are busy, okay? They're not turning down Hugh Jackman. It's weird. What if we've all been pronouncing it wrong this whole time? I'm just going to keep it. They're not turning down Hugh Jackman because they'd rather have some douchebag from Married at First Sight. No, these are the best people who agreed to do this shit, right? And I'm into it. I want to see the shitter the better. I want to see shit people doing it. That's why I did it. It's funny. I can't dance. Watch me do that. It's funny. Like, I don't want to see super famous, talented people be good at something. No, I want to see shit people try something hard and struggle. It's more entertaining. That's why I did it. I find that entertaining. I would like to see that in all reality shows. I would also like to see it in real life. I would like to see it at the Olympics. Hear me out. How about at the end of the Olympics, right? Just leave all the equipment out and just let some of us have a go. Just let some of us out there to find out how fucking hard it is. Wouldn't that be good? Do you remember what it's like when the Olympics are on? After a month of watching elite athletes who have trained their whole lives to perform the peak of what the human body is capable of, wouldn't it be refreshing just to watch some normie knock some hurdles over and get a stitch? And go, fuck me, that is hard. Wouldn't that be good? Don't you want to see a full stadium watch Sue the tuck shop lady put her cigarette out and try pole vaulting for the first time? Why are you doing this, Sue? Fuck it, could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Let's go. Fantastic, and now we're going to watch Danny from the paint department at Bunnings have a crack at the uneven bars. You know that whole, you might get hit by a bus tomorrow? It's one of my favourite excuses for doing anything, because it excuses anything. Because it's like, could get hit by a bus tomorrow? Why not? I can do whatever I want because I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. But what I find weird about that saying is I don't know why it's always a bus. Like, the saying is a bus, right? You could get hit by a bus tomorrow. I don't know why that is, because, you know, a car would kill you, a train would kill you, but the saying is, and always has been, a bus. Why? Is there some rogue bus driver out there just hooning around, mowing down people who aren't living in the moment? That guy just bought a packet of seeds. You're fucked. And it only works in a city as well. Like, if you live in a little country town, you can't be like, what are you doing that for, Dave? Like, well, could get hit by a bus tomorrow. No, you couldn't. It's not here till next Wednesday. But it's not actually about being hit by a bus, is it? It's about the unpredictability of life. It's about you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone any other day. I will ask you, lovely, what's your name? Joy. So we never know what's going to happen, Joy. So, Joy, this is the first time we've met, right? But we don't know. One day we might end up doing a double act where we do carnival tumbling to salt and pepper songs. How do you feel about that? You're into it. Might happen. You could end up being you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You could be Prime Minister. You could end up being the tallest woman in the world. anyone. But this is the thing, we don't know. And you could be Prime Minister, you never know. The thing is, though, I want to know. I've always wanted to know. I love getting the end of stories. I like getting the answers. I love a recap, me. One of my favourite things in the whole world is at the end of some films, when the screen goes black, right? And then words come up to tell you what happens to the characters for the rest of their lives. How good is it? Oh my God, it's so satisfying. The best example I can give you of this is Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings, the film, has a great one. The Jamaican bobsled team. At the end of Cool Runnings, the screen goes to black and then words come up that go, 4 years later, they return to the Olympics as equals. Yum. That is delicious. That is 4 years in one sentence. Bang, I love it. Do you know how many boring days happen in 4 years? How many trips to the shop? How many loads of washing? It's fantastic. I love it. So being that is who I am, it shouldn't be particularly surprising to you that I have been to see a psychic. Yes, Saturday night, that is where we are headed thematically. So, psychics, fortune tellers, reverse historians, whatever you want to call them. Now, nobody panic, all right? It was just one time. I went one time when I was 19 years old, and continually from then until now, heaps. I've seen heaps. So many. I don't know what the collective term is for a group of psychics. Is it a wank? I think it's a scam. I think it might be a scam. I think it's a flock of seagulls and a scam of psychics. I have seen a scam of psychics. I've seen more psychics than I've seen dentists. That's not good. Now, I will give you all a moment to judge me. Hope you enjoyed it. Because I'm aware you can't not. I know it's impossible to not have a reaction when someone tells you they see psychics. It's like if someone said to you, oh, I don't like cheese. You can't not go, get out. Like, I get it, but I don't know why, in particular, psychics has so much judgment on it. Like, I'm not religious, but if you are, I don't judge you. Like, you might like to listen to a man talk about a man in the sky. I would rather listen to a woman in a purple dress talk about me for half an hour. Right? And yet I'm the weirdo. I don't get it. And I know you're going, Celia, you seem like a rational, intelligent human being. Why would you ever do this? How have you ended up in this place? Here is why, okay? My approach to any problem in my life, if I have a problem in my life, I will do one of two things. Either I will do nothing, completely ignore it, or I will do magic. By which I mean a ridiculous immediate solution, okay? For example, I was living in a flat share and 10 months before I moved out, the light bulb in the toilet blew, okay? So I weed in the dark for 10 months. Yeah. I love that it didn't even cross my mind to go, oh, maybe I should fix that. I just went, well, this is my life now. Part of my life involves weeing in the dark. Solutions are for people too dumb to realise you can ignore problems. And magic, I am lazy and impatient and gullible, but I still want to be happier and healthier and more mentally stable. So yeah, I'll try it. It sounds easier. Yeah, I'll read your self-help book. I'll, burn your candle. I'll hold your healing crystals close to my skin. I'll go to your psychic. I'll do all that stuff. It sounds easier. Like, I'm likely to say something like, yeah, I can't commit to a gym membership. Do you have something in the way of an amulet? Or like a 7-minute incantation that I could do in between binge eating sessions. Is that a thing? I mean, I hear what you're saying about exercising and eating spinach, but I would much rather drink tequila and sleep in a pentangle of salt. Is that... Like, wouldn't you do it? If it worked, wouldn't you do it? Of course you would. And here's the thing, as much as I want it to work, because otherwise why am I doing, I do think most of it is bullshit. And how's this? I look down on anyone else who does it. I'm a horrible person. It's terrible. Once someone said to me, they go, Celia, you've got to stop being so negative, because what you're doing when you're being negative is you are projecting hate into the universe, and the universe is just going to send that negativity straight back to you. And in my head, I thought, fuck off with your hippie bullshit. And yet, as we were having that conversation, I had healing crystals in my bra. Yeah, it's difficult to take the rational high ground when you have magic rocks in your underwear. But I wasn't keeping anything else in there. Why not? Might work. I'll just put them in there. Why not? And I would genuinely forget that I'd put them in there, and I'd go to have a shower and I'd be like, clonk, clonk. Like, what's that? Oh, that's right. I'm a fuckhead. So this is me. Welcome. Now you're caught up. That's who I am. Here is the good news, okay? As an adult, it is your right to call bullshit on whatever you want to call bullshit on, okay? They're called opinions. They're wonderful things. You can change them. You do what you want. Now, this is going to be a very painless bit of audience participation, just to prove that point. I'm going to give you your options. I'm going to ask you a thing, and I'll give you your options. Your options are bullshit, maybe, or shit, yeah. You think that thing is bullshit. You think maybe, or shit, yeah. I will start with you, sir. Arms crossed. Bullshit, maybe, shit, yeah, psychics.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Wow, that was very loud. That was very emphatically. Didn't have to think about that. That's fair. It's a popular choice. Actually, because this is sort of the theme of the show, I will ask the full group about psychics. So bullshit, maybe, shit, yeah, psychics? Bullshit. Fuck me. Is this an intervention? I feel... Okay. Oh, geez, I feel bad if there was anyone who was going to be shit, yeah, like, shit, yeah, oh, bullshit, right, guys? That's fucking bullshit. All right, fine. You're all very welcome. Bullshit, maybe, shit, yeah, yoga. Bullshit, really? Yeah, fine. Bullshit, maybe, shit, yeah, people giving out free massages at parties. Maybe. Okay, maybe just one hand from behind. Bullshit, maybe, shit, yeah, dream catchers. Maybe. Incorrect. They are bullshit. Maybe. Wow. See, I could do it too. It's weird, because just because you're in on one thing doesn't mean you're in on everything, and that's fine. You're all welcome to their opinions. Do what you want. Dream catchers, if you don't know, are the circle things with the string and the feathers that, as I understand it, you hang them above your bed and they catch nightmares. And then, I don't know, the next day you clean them out like a tumble dryer filter, just like, ugh, a clown one. Ugh. So... This is the area that we're talking about. There'll be some people in the room who are very familiar with all of this stuff that I'm talking about, and some people who've never heard any of this stuff before. So I will break it down. There's a lot of different types of fortune tellers and this kind of stuff. The type that I would normally see are tarot readers, okay? There's the ones with the cards. How's this? This is how fine the line is. I call bullshit if someone was reading tea leaves. I'm like, I am not taking life advice from beverage debris. I've been... I've been to university. I'm going to speak to angels, okay? Thank you. It makes no sense. Anyway, so I usually see the tarot reader with the cards, and if you don't know, tarot readers are normally set up out the back of a crystal-y shop, and you go into a crystal-y shop and you go, hello, do you have a stranger out the back who can give me some life advice? And they go, we sure do. Do you want to see any credentials? And I go, nah, there's a chalkboard out the front, that's enough for me. And they go, it's going to cost you about $80 for half an hour of stranger's life advice. And you go, well, that sounds reasonable. And then you go into sorry, what's this? This is my final year 12 exam score. Yeah. Just in case what I'm saying is too stupid for you to handle during this bit, you can just look at that and just distract yourself and marvel at the fact that both of these things came out of the same brain. So when you're sitting in front of a stranger who you've paid to tell you your future, often they'll give you a deck of cards to shuffle whilst you're thinking of a question, and they'll ask angels or spirits or something, and then they'll listen for an answer and they'll go, thanks very much. What I'm getting is, look, it's difficult for me to tell you exactly what the psychics have said to me in the past because I don't remember. I don't. By the time the thing they've said is supposed to happen, I've forgotten about it, okay? It was always about feeling better the day I'd go to see them, so I'd go to see them on a day when I was feeling a bit down, a bit lost, had a big decision to make, didn't know what was going on, and they generally tell you vague, positive things about the future, okay? And look, it feels nice to have someone say everything's going to be okay, right? That's the service. And I can't do that service for myself because I don't believe me. You know, I can't go, Celia, everything's going to be okay, because I know that I don't know. But I don't know that they don't know. They might know. It's actually quite rational. Anyway. And I know there are scammers out there, and some of them were terrible. In fact, this show's called Let Me Know How It All Works Out, because once I saw a woman who was terrible, she just sort of interviewed me, and when I left, she went, good luck with it, let me know how it all works out. And I went, did you just ask me to tell you my future? So I get it. But generally, no matter what they've said, if I've disagreed with it or whatever, I'd always left with a bit of perspective and feeling better. And then one year I was in the UK doing gigs at a music and arts festival in this big field somewhere. And while I was there, a palm reader, yeah, sometimes I'll switch it up. If I'm in a pinch, I'll go with who's available, right? A palm reader told me something incredible. You're going to need more information. Coming at you. A palm reader called Tony, wearing a vest with stars and moons on it, in a self-decorated tent next to a poster that said, "As seen on many television and radio." Told me there was something very wrong with me. Yes, Celia, you went to a palm reader. No, as well as that. Now, Tony was about 60 years old. He had a very kind face. He reminded me of like a friend's dad. He was a really friendly, lovely man. So I was not expecting this at all. And he kind of snuck it in amongst other things. See if you can spot it, okay? So I was in the tent with Tony. He looks at my palm and he goes, "Okay, well, you're a very good communicator. You can't have kids. You need to have your wisdom teeth taken out." And I said, "What?" And he said, "You need to have your wisdom teeth taken out." And I said, "Sorry, can we go back one?" And he said, "You can't have kids." And I went, "Yeah, what?" And he took both of my hands in his like this, and he said, "I am so sorry. It is never easy to tell someone that." And I said, "It seemed pretty easy, Tony, if I'm honest." And I said, "Do you mean I won't have kids or I can't have kids?" And he goes, "You can't. I'm so sorry. You cannot have kids." And then he told me some other stuff, gave me his email address, and I left. So, yeah, I can't have kids. I know. Walking around thinking you're fertile as shit. No. Shocking. I mean, either that or Tony was trying to trick me into having unprotected sex with him. That's a new one. I have not heard that one before. Nah, babe, we don't need to wear a condom. You've got a diagonal line on your index finger. We can totally go bareback. Don't worry about it. Trust me, I'm a palm reader. Super sweet. Bareback means no condom, by the way. I have to, because it's misleading. I like to be educational. It's misleading. Bareback sounds like a bareback. It means no condom. Got to be careful. Got to be careful, because you could get pregnant. I mean, I couldn't, but you might. Look out. This is a side note, and it doesn't mean anything, but I just love this. A friend of mine honestly thought bareback was man and woman naked. Woman rides man around living room. Why a living room? Who knows? But I have to tell you, what Tony said to me was very unusual. They very rarely delve into the area of specific medical advice. It was quite shocking. It was as shocking as if a doctor went, "Oh, I've got your blood test back. Looks like you're going to meet your soulmate in 6 months." You know? Like it going, "Now pee in this cup and we'll see if you're getting that promotion." Like it was a weird thing to say. And all I thought at the time, all I knew for sure is like, right, all I know is that if I do have a child, I will, boy or girl, name them Tony. And that kid will put up with so much sarcasm from me its whole life. Just even when it's an adorable little child coming downstairs in the morning, I'll be like, "Good morning, Tony." "No, I haven't made you breakfast. I didn't know you'd be here." "Oh, late for kinder, are you? Well, you should have thought about that before you defied fate, you impossible child." I joke about it now, but at the time, it was quite upsetting. Not because I believed him or I've ever had a thing about having kids. It was just intense having someone that sincerely tell you something that fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like, it felt like what it would have felt like if it was real. If someone had gone, "Oh, hey, you know this potential future you thought you might like to have as an option for yourself one day. No, not for you. You missed out. You don't get to do that." Like if you went, "Oh, there's a country I might like to go to one day." No, you can't. Why? It got hit by a bus. That whole country... You missed out, right? And I was having a shit time anyway because I hate camping. It was cold and wet, hadn't showered for 3 days on the other side of the world. So I came out of Tony's tent and I found a bit of grass in this field and I sat down by myself and I had a little bit of a cry. Okay, wasn't bothering anyone, just had a little bit of a cry by myself. And then I heard a voice go, "Excuse me." And I looked up and there was like a young, trendy-looking Festivally dude. And he goes, "You've got some mail." Right. And he handed me a brown paper envelope, and written on the front of the envelope, it said, "To a sad-looking stranger." And I opened it, and inside was a handmade postcard with pictures of flowers and birds and animals and stuff stuck on it. And it said, "Remember, you are brilliant." Yeah. And I just thought, you know what? I've never hated a hipster more. Fuck you. You patronising, bearded, button-up fuckface. Go fuck yourself. What has happened? What has happened to the world where you can't just sit in a field and have a cry without some douchebag forcing decoupage on you? Fuck off, mate. What are you thinking? You're going to craft me some self-esteem? What about a baby? Why don't you knit me a baby? I know he was trying to do a nice thing, but I was not in the mood for it. I was upset, and then I was mad because I was mad that I'd let myself get upset from a fortune teller, you know? It was really weird being made upset by the thing that normally made me feel better. And for the first time, I thought, what have I been doing? Like, I don't think I'd ever actually asked the question before. I don't think I'd ever actually sat down and gone, what am I doing when I'm seeing these people? Like, do I actually believe that my future is written on my hand? Do I want to believe that my future is written on my hand? Do I believe in fate? Do I want there to be fate? I mean, the good thing with me, if there is fate, is at least you can't fuck your life up because you're always gonna, so it's not your fault. I kind of like that. But I don't want no control because that's awful. But I don't want all of the control because that's also awful. Basically, what if nothing means anything and everything just is what happened? My brain went away. Luckily, I was very close to coming back home to Melbourne to be with my boyfriend, who at the time we'd been together for 5 years and doing long distance from the UK for the last 2 years. So I was really excited to come back to Melbourne to see him, and we broke up. Yeah. Turns out the thing that had been keeping us together was being apart. So that's tricky to maintain. Yeah. Difficult. Honestly, it was just one of those things. Neither of us made a sort of choice. We both just kind of let it go. He remains wonderful, and it was incredibly sad. Okay. If you would like any additional information about our relationship, luckily, I wrote and performed an entire stand-up hour entirely about our relationship and how we made it work. And then I put that show on the only DVD I've ever made and used his real name. Whoops. That's some good forward thinking, Celia. Whoops. Like every comedian, I don't want to speak for every comedian, but for me, one of the big dreams and big goals is to make your own DVD. And I made one that is too painful for me to watch. Yeah. And what's worse than that is because I was so excited about making my own DVD, I ordered heaps. So I've got about 800 boxes of the bastards in my house and car. So if someone could take some of these from me. I'm like... Just hand them... Just go backwards. Go. Yeah. Sorry up there, I'm not allowed to throw them. I know DVD players probably don't exist anymore, but just use it as a coaster, I don't know. It's probably funny, I can't remember. I just get it. That's actually the only reason I'm putting the show on, is to get rid of those. Because I'm too paranoid that someone would see me putting them in the bin, so I can't. So thank you. So I was back in Melbourne for the first time in ages, single for the first time in ages, living in hell. Well, not hell, heat wave. We had a heat wave in Melbourne. We occasionally have them, you know that. It was 5 days of 40 degrees in a row. Now, this is quite a fancy theatre, so I imagine everyone here probably has some air conditioning. I was living in a shitty share house with no air conditioning, and during that time, I just thought, you know what, if there was, for some reason, a battle between air conditioning people and non-air conditioning people, it would be a fair fight. Because air conditioning people, you are well rested, but non-air conditioning people, we have a rage that you don't understand. Because when you're waking up in the middle of the night because it's 40 degrees and it's been 40 degrees for 5 days, it is the most uncomfortable way to wake up, because you're waking up because your body is going, hey, we think you should get up because we're pretty sure you're on fire. So you wake up thinking you are mid-burning alive. Like, oh, fuck. And then you do the most pathetic thing an adult can do, which is drape yourself in a wet towel and stand in front of some shitty standing fan you bought from Kmart that day because you couldn't take it anymore. And you're too hot and tired to figure out how to make the bastard stop swiveling because you just want to stand still for a minute. I slept on my driveway one night. On my driveway, on towels like a dog. True. That is true. You can tell with me when things are true. You really can, because I'm not a good liar. The following is also true. When I got back to Melbourne, I went to see a doctor. Of course I did. You knew I was gonna. I basically went from the airport to a doctor, okay? Now, because I'd been out of the country, it was a new doctor who I hadn't met. It was a man doctor, and I went in there and I went, hello, I'm not sick, but I just wanted to get all of the tests done just to check, you know, all my baby-making stuff. And he said, OK, how long have you been trying for a baby? And I said, 0 minutes. Not doing that. And he goes, OK, so why do you want the test? I was told that it's probably just a good idea to get it checked out. And he goes, oh, OK, so do you have a referral? Of a type? I mean, he was definitely in a particular field. Right, so you saw a gynecologist? I saw a guy in a tent, a palm reader told me I can't have kids. Yeah, you should not tell a real professional medical doctor that you do have a referral from a fortune teller. If you're wondering how that plays out, it's not great. It's not great. Oh my God, I still feel sick just thinking about it. Like, oh my God, like my job is words and I still don't know which ones to use to describe to you the expression on that man's face. You know, sometimes you could see through someone's eyes and into their thoughts, and I could see through his eyes into his thoughts, and his thoughts were saying, I am totally putting this on Twitter when I get home. And I tried to help myself. I was like, oh, I know how it sounds. I mean, I know, but he's been on many television and radio. So, doctors not allowed to kick you out. Great news. So I got the tests, right? I got all the tests, and they found nothing. Well, not nothing, organs. I mean, that would have made sense. Of course you can't have kids, Celia. You're hollow. No, all the things in working order, you were looking at one certified baby maker. And in fact, at this point in the show, just to let you know, in fact, how incorrect Tony was, I would like you all to meet my daughter. Come on. There's no one there, you fucks. Are you kidding me? I felt bad. Even I. Oh, shit. Oh. Even I thought Karma's gonna send an actual kid out just to fuck with me. No surprises. She's over there. No, there is no kids. No kid, all right. But the rest is true. The rest is true. The doctor said I'm fine and I totally can make babies. Nothing wrong with me. Which you'd think would be good news, which it is, and it was, but it didn't close the door of the crazy that was now open. It didn't answer the questions that I now had about all of this stuff. And when I'm thinking stuff out, I like to walk. I like to walk around the beautiful streets of Melbourne, which I love so much. And my favourite time to walk around the streets of Melbourne is right after a heat wave, when the cool change comes in, because that's, you know, when people leave the front door of their house open to let a breeze in, and that's when I'm looking in your house. Looking in your house. I've seen your corridors. How do you feel? Exposed? Woo! You can't not. If you're walking along and someone's door's open, you go, looking in your house, keep walking. And it's fine. It's fine as long as you're moving. Like, you can't set up a deck chair and be like, I'm looking in your house. And I don't know know why it's so thrilling. Like, I've never seen anything good, but I fucking love it. I don't know why. And I was like, what am I actually hoping to see? And I thought, you know what I would quite like to see? I would quite like to see inside a hoarder's house. Now, hear me out. So hoarders are people who have a condition where they can't stop buying stuff and they can't give anything away, so they bury themselves inside their own houses with stuff, okay? And there's an American reality show about them, which I love. It is called Hoarders. Now, this definitely makes me a bad person, but I only watch the first half of that show because I only want to see them when they're fucked up. See them sitting with a psychiatrist. I don't want to see them when their house is clean and normal. No, I want to see the shit in your house. Get in there. Get the camera in there. You agreed to this. Let's look at it. Go around that, point at it. I want to look at it and judge it and go, ugh, that's too much stuff for you. You haven't even opened that. That's too much. I want to look at it. Yeah, I know. I watch that show like I'm a creepy old lecherous dude at a strip club just going, yeah, let's see it. Yeah, what have you got? What's under that tarpaulin there? Bicycle tyres and ping pong paddles, gross. Oh, you can't open your fridge all the way, can you? I don't care how this happened to you, and I don't care how it's going to get better. I just want to see your bathroom towering with, like, Christmas ornaments and a bucket and paints and a wheelbarrow and bricks and easel and shoes and shit, and I want to see someone go in there and try and take one thing away from you, and you freak out. You go, no, that stays. No, put that down. That stays. No, put that down. That stays. Put it down. That stays. Put that down. That is a weird-shaped stick that I found, and it stays. This all stays. And now you've been in here, you stay. You're staying. And if it helps, I want these people to get better in their real lives. Of course I do. But that is not entertaining viewing for me. I don't want to watch a show called I live in a house with a normal amount of shit in it, and I'm great. Boo. I'm much more down the self-hate end of the spectrum. That's where the self-deprecation, the people I identify with, the stories I find interesting. It's where I feel cozy. And look, I still have my fair share of vanities, as we all do. And when you come out of a relationship, you are forced to have a look at yourself and go, I'm going to have to scrub this shit up if I'm going to take it on the road again. Fuck! Not again, it sucks. And when you come out of a long-term relationship like I did, I don't know if any of you have done this fun thing where you go, I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to be a whole new person. I'm going to be a new me, completely different. And you make these huge changes to who you are as a person, like you cut your hair a bit. Oh my God, I'm completely changed. On a particularly bad day, I bought myself a new dress that was not my style at all. I'm like, maybe I'm a person who wears this. It was a long dress, red and white stripes from top to bottom. Long dress, red and white stripes. And I had it on at home, and my flatmate comes home and she goes, oh, new dress. And I went, yeah, but I feel like a bit of a candy cane. And she said, is that because you look delicious? And I said, no, I think I'm going to hang myself from a tree. And she went, oh! And I went, oh, not till Christmas. Now, that is very dark, but a real thing that I said. But seriously, though, do not kill yourself. There is help available. I very much believe that. But this is the thing, trying to be fully honest with you. For me, it's important that I have a good relationship with the future, or at least my idea of the future, because otherwise I can tend to get a little bit what's the point and want to give up. I also got my teeth whitened. What a prick, at a dentist's. And I thought, I'll get a checkup while I'm here. And he goes, Celia, you need to have your wisdom teeth taken out. And I said, what? And he goes, you need to have your wisdom teeth taken out. Did you know that? And I said, yes. Yeah, you should also not tell a real professional medical dentist that you have a referral from a fortune teller. Now, I know that it's crazy. I know that it was probably a coincidence, and I know it's very common for people to have their wisdom teeth taken out, but it was still, it wasn't helping, okay? Because I don't want to do that anymore. I was like, I don't want to do that. I just want to focus on facts and technology and science, and that's all I'm going to do from now on. None of that stuff, just science and technology. I'm into it, which is fine. I love it. Technology, amazing. Huge part of my life. I mean, I wish I hadn't told Facebook I was single. Don't do that. Facebook goes, oh, you're single, are you? Cool. Here's 500 ads a day about singles in your area, being single, and how gross your body probably is. Thanks, Facebook. Appreciate it. But otherwise, love it. Like, my phone and my computer are my most prized possessions in the world, and I treat them like shit. I've used my laptop to fix a wobbly table. That's not cool. I know. I've thrown my phone at a window to scare a pigeon. I know. And I think it's because we take this stuff for granted. Like, you get this incredible product, and then for like a week, you're like, oh, the precious. And then after a while, you're like, whatever. And I think I've got an idea of how we could stop taking our stuff for granted, because I want to stop taking it for granted, all right? What if our things, our appliances and our equipment and our stuff, bless you, had a voice that sounded as surprised as we should be about what it's doing, if that makes sense. So it could be as simple as, hey, I just boiled water over here. I just boiled water. It was cold before, now it's hot, because of me, yeah. Wouldn't you be more inclined to go, wow, thanks, kettle, fantastic. Or like, hey, I just took your feces away. I just took it away. It was right near you, you hated that, it stank, now it's gone, because of me, yeah. Just like, oh my goodness, thanks, toilet, brilliant. Or like, hey, I just let you watch people you don't know have sex. You didn't even know them, you can watch them have sex up close, because of me, yeah. You're like, wow, thanks, binoculars. It was a long road for that, wasn't it? Like, oh, fuck. Okay. Here's how much I love technology. I sleep with my laptop in bed with me. Oh, yeah. Does anyone else do that? Also single? Yeah. That's what happens. When you're single, interesting thing happens to the other side of your bed, right? Because it's the other side of the bed, but it's now also other things as well. And I don't want to brag. I got a double bed, guys. And I tell you what, it's an investment bed. It's the bed I'm going to die in. I'm done for beds. It costs over $1,000. It's done. I'm done for beds. Has anyone got the bed they're going to die in? What? You buy your bed for that many... What? I mean, you don't know. Hey, play your cards right. I might have bought the bed you're going to die in. It's not right, is it? I mean, it's right, but it's not right. Anyway, my bed is incredible. I love it. Everyone in this room has laid down on at least one amazing bed. You know when you get on it, you're like, oh, fuck, yeah. You know, this is my impression of an incredible bed. I've got you, full support. I've got your head and your feet. Try and trick me. I've got you anywhere you go. I've got you. Now, this is a very exciting / terrifying part of the show because, as far as I am aware, I am the only comedian currently doing bed impressions. So, yeah, it's experimental. It's interesting. So what I'm planning to do, and yes, it's being recorded, is get you lovely people to shout out a few different types of beds, and I will attempt to do an impression for you. I will give you a take. This is one that I have previously thought of, and a hotel room bed. Okay, let's start there. Hotel room bed. Ready? Hotel room bed. No more. I'll never be clean. Okay, great. All right, that was a good place to start. So, we'll just have fun. Someone shout out a couple of types of bed. Memory foam, futon, hospital bed. Oh, okay. This is fucking great. Okay. Memory foam. We meet again. Done. Hospital bed. Okay, hold on. Hospital bed. I may be covered in pee, but I'm part robot. Do two more. So futon, futon. I mean, I'm just a big cushion. And was there waterbed? Okay. Waterbed. I know there's more than you think. When you start, you're like, what is this? Waterbed. Oh, so sexy. I'm weirdly a sex symbol in the 80s, which is bizarre because I would be very difficult to have sex on. Just try and fuck on me. Just try. I push you over there. I push her over here. Okay. All right. Guys. That That went better than it should have. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll move on. So the other side of my bed where I put my laptop is another side of the bed, but it's also other things. I put my laptop on there, so it's also a desk, all right? I put a bunch of books on there. It is also a bookshelf. I put clothes. It is also a wardrobe. It is also a medicine cabinet. It is also a cosmetics counter. It is a fridge. It is a bin. It is a huge pile of I have a pot plant on there at the moment. If I actually wanted to have a one-night stand, it would have to be with a removalist. It is a giant pile of everything I could ever need within reach, okay? And I sleep beside my giant pile of shit. It's quite nice. It's like being spooned by a garage sale. And every morning I wake up and I roll over and I go, good morning, stuff. No, this is how I wake up. My alarm goes off and I go, what? Because alarms get the shittest deal out of everything we own. Like, they're just doing what we ask them to do, and we're furious every time. And you might not know this, but when you wake up in the morning, you go, what? Snooze. Alarm and snooze are actually good cop, bad cop in the mornings. They are, because alarm is like, get the fuck out of bed right now. And snooze is like, don't worry about him. I'm on your side. Take another 8 minutes, you deserve it. You're so pretty when you're sleeping. So one morning, I woke up and I went, what, snooze? And I rolled over and went, good morning, stuff. And I just happened to see someone walk past my window down the street, and I had a horrible thought. I went, oh no, what if I end up being a hoarder? Like, a hoard's got to start somewhere. What if my pile of shit is the beginning of my hoard? Like, what if this little line on my hand that I've never looked at before actually says that I, die in 2032 and one of the 18 lawnmowers I keep in my kitchen fall on my head? No, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that. It's just choices. Life is just choices. We're in control. That's it. It's just us making choices and doing stuff. Like, you've been in control of every decision that you've made your whole lives that have led to you all being in this room here this evening. But that doesn't mean anything. It's not like this was always going to happen, right? I mean, you could have been anywhere tonight. You're not. No, it's just choices. We're in control. We're in control. We make the choices, big and small choices, and dealing with the outcomes of that. That's it. That's all it is, which is great. Choice is excellent, obviously. I do occasionally find choice a bit stressful, though. My nightmare is that when you die, there's actually 2 white lights. Just as a final fuck you, wouldn't that be the worst? Come towards the light. Which one? Which one? Can't tell you, but one of them goes to the gym. No! Here's how I don't want to die, right? I'm not good at crossing the street because I'm from the country and tractors move slower than cars. Like, I'm not a good judge of how quickly a car is going to get to me. So I'm always that one where my friends are on the other side of the road. I'm like, yep, sorry, oh, could have gone. Oh, shit, sorry, but I don't want to get hit by a car while I'm doing this. To die within a moment of indecision is an excruciating thought to me. I don't want the last sound I make on this earth to be, ugh. I want it to be, no, David Tennant, you're the greatest lover that I've ever had. But look, there's being paranoid, and then there's being paranoid and doing stuff about it, okay? So I bring my bag out on stage with me because I'm paranoid about people looking in my bag. I don't want anyone to look in my bag. I don't like leaving my bag at the back. I don't want you to look at my bag. I don't want anyone to look at my bag. I don't know why I hate people look at my bag. Don't look at my bag. I would sooner let someone look in my asshole than look at my bag. I don't know why. And I know that makes you go, Jesus, what's in your bag? Or possibly, what's in your asshole? I don't know what's in my bag. I don't know. But it's just, I just have no real, I couldn't tell you exactly what's in there at any given point, and I don't like people looking at a lot of grit. I don't know how I ended up with so much grit in there. Anyway, also, when I was in London, I was paranoid about getting mugged, so I hatched a plan. I was like, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 wallets in my bag, okay? I'm going to have a real wallet, real money, real cards, and a fake wallet, fake money, fake cards, a decoy wallet, if you will. So then when mugger goes, give me your wallet, I will give them fake wallet. And I'm quite a good actor, so I'll be like, oh no! My official wallet. I use that all the time for purchasing. And if they take my bag and find 2 wallets in there, they'll be like, 2 wallets? Well, she must also be a thief. One of us. And give it back. It's actually a decent plan, isn't it? It's quite a good plan. I didn't actually do that, but I should have, because when I was back in Melbourne, my wallet did get stolen out of my bag. Another reason why I bring it out with me. It sucked. I don't know if that's happened to anyone. My wallet got stolen out of my bag and it really sucked. But I thought, you know what? If this is life is just stuff happening. It is about how you choose to deal with it. And I was quite proud of myself, because here's what I did. My wallet got stolen out of my bag and I went down to the police station and I reported it stolen, cancelled all my cards, I ordered new cards, I bought myself a new wallet, my new cards arrived, I put my new cards into my new wallet and I got on with my life. Very adult, very responsible. And then, a week later, my stolen wallet was found by me in my fridge. 1 week. And before you ask, yes, I did open the fridge many times. Many times in that week. It's not like I put it in there and then went on holiday for a week. At least 3 times a day, I opened my fridge and did not see my pink leather wallet sitting in there. For a week. I feel so bad for it. The thought of it sitting in there for a week, like I imagine it getting heaps of shit from the fridge stuff. You know, because it doesn't belong in there. It's an outsider. Imagine it getting, like, heckled. Like, you know at the beginning of Shawshank Redemption, when the new prisoners are being brought through and, like, the old prisoners are, like, yelling shit at them? I imagine it'd be like that. Hey, fancy boy. Hey, you in the leather. Hey. You gonna cry? What are ya? What are you, fancy boy? Are you red snapper? What are ya? Are you cheese? What have you got inside you? Is it cheese? If it's cheese, you're on the wrong shelf. Hey, fancy boy. The light goes off when they shut the door. And I imagine my wallet being all, like, middle class and scared, like, ha, ha, ha. I don't belong here. I'm not one of you. No. I'm very important to her. She will be back to get me any day now. Oh, yeah? That's what mayonnaise said. Been here 4 years, haven't you, mate? I don't know what I am anymore. Yep, that was a mayonnaise impression. If anyone had an off mayonnaise impression. I think I'm the only comedian doing that as well. It's interesting. Anyway, so what's always in my fridge is beer. I love beer. I wish I didn't love beer as much as I do. I'm not saying that to be cool, but I love beer. I drink beer and I get off my face. Now, that sounds full on. I just like off your face is more fun way to say it than drunk, because I like that point. Well, I don't like, we all know that point where we've drunk that much where I'm like, my face is here, but I am not. I also quite like off your tits. So I was off my tits, mate. Although I don't know if I've ever been that drunk that someone's going, Celia, where are your tits? I'm like, I don't know, off. They can do what they like. I'm not their real dad. And you better believe the night I found my wallet in my fridge after a week, I sat out the back of my house and I smashed some beers. And I wrote in my notebook, as I always do, but I was furious. I was like, it can't just be me in charge. I'm an idiot. I just left my wallet in my fridge. It can't just be me. And then I thought maybe Tony meant I shouldn't have kids. You know when sometimes... You know sometimes when people say can't when they mean don't, you know? And I hated that no matter what happens, I'm always going to have what he said in my mind, right? And I hated that now I had to realise that, yeah, actually, this whole time I have been carrying around a belief that no matter what happens, it is for something. And now that I've been forced to actually look at that belief, I can't believe that. So now I just have this no belief. And I just sat there and I managed to focus all of the anger and all of the uncertainty and all of the frustration I had about all of the questions and just managed to blame it squarely on Tony for forcing me to ask the questions. And then I got drunk and I got mad, and then I realised I've got his email address. And as we all know, angry, drunk emails are the best idea you have ever had. Now, I'm not proud of this. I wasn't in a great place. I wasn't making good decisions, but this is what happened, okay? I got my laptop out. I didn't know what I was going to write to Tony. I just started writing stuff and then deleted it as I went. So I was like, right, okay. Dear Tony, fuck you, I'm pregnant. No. Dear Tony, fuck you, I'm gonna get pregnant and I'm not gonna love them because they'll be a spite baby. No. Dear Tony, why did you say that? Just why did you say that? I mean, I know it's my own fault for coming to see you, but don't you have some responsibility here? Like, what if I had a boyfriend? I don't. But what if I did and he wanted his own kids and I broke up with him because of what you said? I mean, do you have some responsibility here? Maybe could you realise that you are dealing with people's lives, Tony? And that's what I sent him. Pretty much, I lied. I said, Tony, my boyfriend wants his own kids. The doctor says I'm fine, but should I break up with him because of what you said? And then I pressed send and I passed out on the wrong side of my bed. It was very uncomfortable. True. Now, I did not hear back from Tony, and my life continued in kind of free fall. And I know that I was in a free fall because I decided to get a tattoo. And I have never, ever considered a tattoo, ever, because I have a fear of needles and commitment. I don't understand how anyone could be so sure. But for the first time, it was about doing something that I can control. Like, I felt like, I was like, yeah, I could take charge and make something permanent when everything felt like chaos, right? Because whenever I see people with tattoos, I'm fascinated because I've gone, that's a person who's gone, yes, this forever, which blows my mind. This is the most incredible tattoo I've ever seen. And it's in two parts. There's a two-part tattoo. It was on a young woman in Perth, on her upper back. I saw it, she was wearing a singlet. The first part of this tattoo was eyeballs, okay? Realistically sketched human eyeballs, but bigger than eyeballs, like the size of your fist. Out the top of her back, eyeballs looking out. Beautiful eyeballs. Second part of this tattoo, underneath the eyeballs, cursive handwriting, rest in peace, Grandad. Big eyeballs, rest in peace, Grandad, on her back. I know. Can you imagine loving your Grandad so much that you never want to get fucked from behind ever again? Like, what? That is love. That is love. Am I wrong? That's done. That's never happening for you again. I mean, full disclosure, I have never fucked anyone from behind, but I can only imagine that if the reminder of a dearly departed grandparent isn't enough of a turn-off, the realistic, giant, judgmental eyeballs staring at you are going to be enough to make you stop, or at the very least go, you've got to put on a jumper, because this is... I didn't end up getting a tattoo, by the way. I chickened out. I still have no tattoos. And then one day, I woke up because my alarm went, what, snooze? And I rolled over and went, good morning, stuff. And I grabbed my computer, which was 2 centimetres away from me, and there was an email waiting for me from Facebook. There were singles in my area. There was also an email waiting for me from Tony. Oh, yes. Would you like to hear the email that I received from Tony, the palm reader? Fantastic, because otherwise it'd be weird if you didn't. I'm genuinely going to read you. Nathan, my wonderful tech, let's go a little bit dramatic with the reading of the email because, you know, this is the culmination of the show. This is a 100% real email that I got. I printed it out because my computer's in my bed. So Tony sent me an email to, well, you'll see. Okay. Celia, me. Thank you for sharing this. As soon as I saw your picture, I had to send him a picture, I was able to remember the conversation we had. I have been doing this a very long time, and having seen your picture, I can feel you in my mind. Ooh. Let me write this for you. I would never say you defo can't have kids. Hang on. Did I question my beliefs and how I live my life and the meaning of life based on the opinion of someone who uses the word defo? In an email? Defo? What? You sound like a 15-year-old girl. Oh, OMG, your totes barren soz. What? What have I done? This is true. This is true. And the rest of the email said, I never would have said that. I might have said you'd have some problems in that area. Please don't break up with your man over this. Made me feel really guilty for lying to him, and basically fucked the end of my show. Because Because that's what happened. I'm sorry. That's the real response. Like, honestly, my life is still more complicated, you know, since before, you know, still since that happened. I mean, I still don't know. I've had crystals in my bra this whole time, guys. I'm so ashamed. They're really pointy. Really, like, I've been working on this show for a really long time, and I so wanted to tell you at this point that I realised I'm smarter than wanting to believe in something or needing to believe in something. But you know what? Sometimes there's just more questions, and you haven't changed that much. And it's not spectacular. It's just more, you know? I have learned to stop trying to predict the future because it is painful and it's pointless, and, like, we know. Like, we know it's probably just this. Like, we know it's probably just us, bag of bones, doing stuff on a rock, then dirt, you know? Like, we know it's just us fucking about, then we died. Like, we know that. So, just, just have a great life. I don't know. Thanks for coming. Sorry. Anyway, so this is being filmed, so I don't know where it'll be, but if you could tell people to watch it, that'd be great. But don't tell them about this bit. It's a real downer. I mean, you think you're disappointed. I've known the whole time this is where we end up. I was pretending. I'm like, yeah, and I knew. Every night they're saying, this is where we are. Okay, 2 minutes. Does someone want to shout out a type of bed? Let's do that. Race car bed. Race car. All right, hold on. I'm going to do race car bed. Race car bed. What's the point? Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I really am. But like the show was going to end any other way, you know? Like I was going to have an answer for you. Like me. Like I was going to have figured it out. And right, guys, after 55 minutes, I've figured it out. I know the meaning of it. No, as if anyone did that, it would be me. I left my wallet in my fridge for 7 days. Hey, do you remember when I told you about having the 2 wallets in my bag in London? Like, that was just a joke. I didn't actually do that. That was a silly, ridiculous thing that I made up. But when I told you about having my wallet in my fridge for a week, completely true. 100% true. And the material about having 2 wallets in my bag in London is actually something I wrote years ago. And I can prove it because I performed it on a TV show in the UK called Russell Howard's Good News. In my bag, I have 2 wallets. Yeah. Proof. I wrote it then, but I never put it in an hour show before. So years later, when my wallet was stolen, which I can prove with this photo of the police report that I filed for my wallet whilst it was sitting in my fridge, I thought, fantastic, I can put those 2 wallet stories together for the 11th draft of this show, right? And then a week later, when my stolen wallet was found by me in my fridge, I immediately took it out of the fridge and put it into my bag, where I now had, as you will recall, a new wallet filled with all the new cards that I had ordered that had arrived within that week, leaving me to realise that I now had no less than 2 wallets in my bag, one of which containing cards that do not work, making it a fake wallet, a decoy wallet, as I had described 10 years ago. I told the future with my joke. I am not kidding. What? I told the future with my joke, and I did it whilst I was writing a show about how I don't believe that people are able to tell the future anymore. What? I don't know what to do with this information. What other jokes have I written that are going to come true? Maybe I will drink so much my tits will fall off. I'm terrified. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the actual end of the show. You have been so wonderful. Thank you very much for coming and being part of it.